I don't want to start no beef with anyone, but I've really been stewing on this, and I barely even know how to make a pun, really. I'm almost out of time. All right, as my terrible pun suggests, we are making stew this week. It is Viking beef and barley stew. This is not a recipe that I got from my book. I actually downloaded ChatGPT, full stop, and just kind of typed in something to see maybe I come up with a different recipe. And this was suggested, so we're gonna give it a shot. It says you can use venison as well, either or. Lean beef for sure. So we're gonna get everything set up, and we're gonna get to cooking. As you can already probably tell, we're back in the kitchen. So I did lie a little bit. We're actually gonna be doing 2 videos today. So we're gonna make our stew first, and then we're going to make flatbread as well while the stew is cooking. So what you're gonna need for this is you're gonna need venison or beef, a pound. You're going to need barley, 1 onion, 2 carrots, 2 parsnips, 1 leek, 2 to 3 cloves of garlic, water or bone broth, your choice. We're going to need some thyme, dried preferably, or fresh if you have it. Juniper berries, not necessary, optional, but they are traditional. And some honey. The only thing I don't think I have is the juniper berries. So we're going to pull out our branded cutting board. I'm going to put that off the side for now because we're going to be doing some things shortly. So we're going to take our stew beef, lean stew beef. That's the best kind. The less fat, the better. I don't care what anyone says. Lean beef is the way to go. So you're going to want to put that over medium heat, like this. You're going to put your stew beef in the pot, and you're going to do that until it's brown. Which means you're going to have to stir it around and everything. So while we do that, we'll be right back. Okay, I may have lied a little bit. We're going to get everything chopped up first, and then we're going to do it. That way it's a lot easier. So we're going to grab our bowl, and we're going to start cutting. The old trusty rusty gold time and table bowl. Okay, so we are going to need 1 cup of pearl barley. I got the Quaker because it's easier. It's already done. And we really just we do things in an easier way here because this is not meant to be difficult. Cooking isn't supposed to be difficult. It's supposed to be fun. So we're going to put that in the bowl. Then we are going to take 1 large onion. We're going to chop this up. Now, I don't know if this paper towel trick works. I've never had any luck with it, so we're going to chop this quick and put that in the bowl too. You know what I think I'm going to do? I'm going to wait on this because while we chop this, I'm going to pause the video because chopping onions really sucks. So we're going to set this off to the side for right now. So we're going to put it over here, out of the way. We'll do the onion in a minute. So we need 2 carrots. Chop them up. Like this. You're also going to send carrot pieces absolutely flying everywhere because why not, right? That's just what we do here. What I really could use is a slap chop for this. You guys remember him? You're going to love my nuts.
Hi, it's Fitz with Slap Chop. You're going to be in a great mood all day because you're going to be slapping my nuts with a
Didn't that guy go to jail? Anyway. All right. Take tops of your carrots. You can put them in if you want. I don't want to. So we're going to put carrots in the bowl. Next up, you take your parsnips. You're going to chop these up just like you did the carrots. Now, full stop. I'm probably going to edit some of this out so the video isn't a half hour long. But I digress. These look a lot like carrots, but devoid of color. Anyway, I'm going to chop these up like we just did the carrots. Now you're going to notice in a lot of these recipes, if you haven't already or if you're new to the page, use a lot of root vegetables because that's what they had at the time. I've got recipes on here using turnips, which is a root vegetable, potatoes, which are root vegetables, carrots, root vegetables. Same thing as we did with the tops of the carrots. Toss them in the garbage. Now we're going to take our parsnips. Same thing. We're going to put them, you guessed it, in the bowl. Okay, I'm going to knock the honey over because why not? We need 1 leek. Pretty serious leek. I'm going to cut the top off the leek. We don't want that. That can go in the trash. And do the same thing we did with every other goddamn thing. We're going to slice it. Next, we're going to slice this. I should have chopped the carrots and the parsnips. You know what? We'll do that in a minute. We're so well prepared. Yeah, we are. This is why I need a slap chop.
Hi, it's Fitz with Slap Chop. You're gonna be in a great mood all day because you're gonna be slapping my nuts with a...
Full stop. I completely misunderstood the directions when it said chop, not slice. So we're just gonna chop these up a little bit. They ain't gotta be perfect. I'm not trying to get them. I'm not trying to mince them. I'm trying to chop them. So just make them look chopped up. Anyway, chop these up. We're gonna put them back in the bowl because I did it wrong the first time. Let's be fair. Whenever we cook, does anything ever go according to plan? Exactly. Okay. Once you've done all of that, we're going to want 2 to 3 cloves of garlic. You want to absolutely murder the bag that it's in, apparently. And a minced 2 to 3 cloves of garlic. So we're going to peel this. We're going to smash our garlic, get it all minced up. We'll be right back. Okay, realistically, in hindsight, we're probably going to end up with more like long lines of 2 to 4 cloves of garlic, which is fine. I like garlic. This way, I don't have to worry about vampires. I consider that not only a win, but anyway, you're going to take the side of your knife. You're going to just press down on it, or if you're like me and you have the strength of a gorilla, because we spend a lot of time in the gym. If you're not following the Instagram, that's where we post a lot of our gym stuff. Workouts, usually at least every other day anyway. I try to. It depends on my shift. Speaking of which, I know I said I was going to make this video like last week, but we went to a concert last weekend. We saw Ask Alexandria, From Ashes to New, What Lies Below, Royale Lynn. Fantastic show, phenomenal show. And I had worked some overtime before that, obviously, so that I had money to blow at the concert. So, anyway, whatever, doesn't matter. We're back in the kitchen. I know you're all probably thinking, well, it's May. Why are we making a stew? Because this is upstate New York. It was 80 on Tuesday. When I woke up Wednesday afternoon, it was 40 degrees outside. That's why we're making a stew in New York. because it could be 70 today and tomorrow it's probably going to be snowing. Anyway, 2 to 3 cloves of garlic. I'll let you guess where this is going. Right in the bowl. Okay. I believe now is where we get to our onion. Yes. Now is in fact the time for the onion. Actually, you know what I'm going to do is I'm going to dig out the thyme. And we're going to put that in. You don't have to save the onion for last, but for the sake of this video, because I'm not trying to have tears in my eyes, we are going to save the onion for last because 1, I hate chopping onions. 2, I hate chopping onions. And 3, I hate chopping onions. So anyway, also, don't know why I didn't think of this before I started the video, but I moved the garbage can over here. So much simpler. Okay, so now we're going to go on a hunt for thyme. Be right back. Okay, so you're going to put a teaspoon of thyme. You know what? I'd rather have too much thyme than not enough. Anyway, so we're going to throw our thyme in there. Now this is definitely a kind of stings the nostrils a bit. Yeah, I can feel my eyes getting watery. So now we're going to move on to our honey. 1 tablespoon of honey. Now I know what you're thinking. Honey, why is that going in a stew? Because the Vikings had an abundance of a few things. Honey, grain, root vegetables, and meat. Not often did they have meat, though. Meat was sometimes hard to come by. But they definitely had root vegetables and grains. The Vikings were often farmers as well as warriors. So drop our honey. I love honey, but it is just such a thick consistency that it doesn't ever want to actually come off. Okay, so we're going to put those over there for now. We're not going to need those again until later. So let me see here. So next would be our onion. So I'm going to pause this while I chop the onion because I don't need to. You don't want to see me cry. You don't want to see your girlfriend cry. It's a bad time for all of us. So I'm going to chop this onion up, and when I get back, my eyes are red from the onion and nothing else. Don't you accuse me. Okay, so I know I said I was going to chop the onion, but I'm not going to chop it too much because while I like the flavor of onion, I'm actually not a huge fan of eating onions. Eyes are burning. So we're going to quarter it like we did here, and then I'm just going to peel it. Oh, God. We'll be right back. That was awful. So now we got to put in 5 cups of water into the bowl. So we're going to do that next. And then we're going to brown our meat on medium. And then we're going to add all this in there together. So in my, make sure the microphone is still there. In my infinite wisdom, I didn't read super far down in the directions. So apparently we weren't supposed to add all of that stuff together right now. And once we're done browning the meat, we're supposed to lower it onto a low heat and let it simmer for 2 hours until the stew thickens up. So that being said, instead of using the large pot behind me, I think what we'll do is we'll use the crock pot instead, because if we're going to cook it for 2 hours, I can put it in the crock pot, and while that's cooking, we can do the other part of this video, which is going to be the bread, and that'll free up space on the stove. So we're going to brown our meat, and then I'm going to dig the crock pot out, and we're going to put all that stuff in the crock pot. Be right back. While we're doing this too, clean up your mess. Okay, now that we got our mess cleaned up, crock pot out. We're gonna set this on low. We're gonna set a timer for 2 hours. We're gonna take our our browned beef or venison if you use venison, and we're gonna put that in there. And then we're gonna take everything else that we did that we weren't supposed to do yet, but we did anyway. And we're gonna put it all in there. We're gonna evidently have to rinse this out to get the rest of the barley out of it. So those of you that don't know, the way this kitchen is set up, the laptop is currently sitting on over one half of the sink on top of a cookie sheet. It's not perfect by any means, but it works. It lets me cook and bring you guys videos. So we're gonna kind of do that, get as much of the barley out of the bowl as we can, put that back there. We're gonna take our spoon, we're gonna wanna just kind of mix all this together. Now, you can do this the traditional way and put it on your stove on low for 2 hours and let it simmer. Or you can do it this way and put it in the crock pot for 2 hours and let it simmer. What matters right now, for those of you that are actually going to add just a little bit of time to that, we'll do it for 2.5 hours. That way it gives the crock pot time to warm up. For those of you that are new to this, this channel and what have you, we're called the Hungry Heathen for a reason. I am very pagan, but for those of you that are new, this weekend, actually yesterday is the 1st, was Beltane. Beltane is a celebration, spring. It is the return of the light, more or less. The days are getting longer, they're getting warmer. Back then, the Viking people, it was very hard on them in the wintertime, very hard on the Norse and the Celts and everything like that, because we're also Irish. So we're learning about the Celtic deities. We're not there yet. But what's important is that this stew is being made with intentions today. It's not just being made for a video. And this is a segment that I'm going to try to start doing too. Around, like, I believe next is going to be midsummer. It'll be in June. So I'm trying to incorporate not only the cooking aspect, but obviously if you've watched the storytime videos, we're including the Norse sagas in it. And eventually, like I said last week, we're going to start doing some children's stories too. But I'm going to put intentions in the stew, which is a big part of this. Now, for those of you that don't know, this religion is based very, very deeply rooted with our ancestors. Because without our ancestors, we wouldn't be here. Without our ancestors, all of this would cease to exist. So we venerate them. I mean, it's a very important thing that we venerate them because they are a very big part of our lives, even those that we don't know. So I have a small invocation here that I'm going to post up after we read it, so that you can read it yourselves. And it goes like this. To honor my ancestors, I journey to the fire. I stir the pot, warm the hearth, fill the air with the sense of long ago years. I cook to remember, the smoke curling upward, the flames flickering along the boundary between life and death. In this sacred act of nourishment, let me give thanks to the old ones who watched over the land, who built the homes and kindled the hearts, who stood in blessing beneath the May moon. And then I forgot what this means, but the invocation is in Old Norse. It's Medmat og minigum hedrum vid forfaverna. Now, if you'll give me a second, I will have to look up. Just kidding, I found it. So it translates to, with food and memories, we honor the ancestors. And as I said before, it's very important that we venerate our ancestors in this religion, because they are very much, even those we don't know, those lost to time are very important. So we are going to reset, like I said before, and we're going to make some bread. And then in a couple hours, when this is done, we're going to hopefully put it all together. Now, this is going to be a 2-part video, so I don't want you guys to have to sit here for half an hour looking through one video and then another video. So we're probably going to split this into 2 different videos, but the endings will be the same. Makes most sense. So anyway, we'll be right back. We're going to make some bread. I look like a unicorn. Stew's done. So we're going to scoop it, ladle it into a bowl. One of these is going to be for offerings. So we'll probably use the purple one because it's a good color. And the other one is for us to try. Now, like I said before, I absolutely loathe onions. I think they're great for flavor, but otherwise they kind of suck. I won't go out of my way to eat them. If they're cooked a certain way, okay, whatever. If they're like on a meal at Texas Roadhouse, what have you. So I pour our first one into here for offerings, and then we're going to put it in our offering bowl. I'm not going to pour that into this because I don't know if this is super safe to put food in. Also, I don't want to ruin it because it's got the world tree on it and it looks really pretty. So we're going to put that in here, this in here, and that's going to go on our altar. So we're going to do that part first, and then we're going to get our own and we're going to try it. I'm going to say a little offering prayer before we take this into the altar. May the stew warm the hearts of the gods that choose to imbibe in it. May it bring comfort and joy as they have us. May our ancestors find these offerings to be suitable as we turn another month and another season begins. We're going to go put this on our altar. We'll be right back. Okay. Now, as I've said, I think at least 3 times now, I despise onions. Not so much their flavor. Their flavor is good. I don't go out of my way to eat them. I feel like caramelized onions are good. But regular onions add quite a bit of good flavor to whatever it is you're eating. I don't know why I grabbed a fork. I should be using a spoon. Isn't that kind of the whole point? Just use a spoon. Okay, so you remember our flatbreads that we were talking about before. These are I don't want to say undesirable ones, but these are the ones that I definitely didn't do as good as I should have on. So now the stew is definitely recommended to be served with the flatbread. That's why I made the flatbreads. You check the other video out, you'll see. Yeah, that didn't cook all the way. Not the stew, the flatbread. Whatever. Anyway. Let's see if this is any good. I can't imagine that it's terrible. I mean, it smells good. It's usually like the start. As long as it smells good, it's probably gonna be good. Maybe. That was really warm. I think I probably should have added like some salt or something to it. I don't know. I didn't want to add a ton of salt though, but it's not bad, realistically. And I think that if we were to put butter and honey on the flatbreads, it would add to it. Now, I did realize while making these that I probably should have done what I usually do whenever I make bread and put flour on my hands when I put these in the frying pan. Then I probably could have thinned them out enough where they actually cooked correctly. Or let's see, just a little bit. Now it does say in the recipe that you can use salt. Almost got taken out by my spices. You can use salt to taste. I just didn't want to use it because I figured we'd try it without it. Either way, it's good. I mean, I'm sure that if you like onions or whatever, you can leave those in and eat those stupid things too. Like I said, I'm not a fan. But anyway, so this was a 2-part video, and this is going to be the ending for both of them. If you are new here, or just curious realistically in general, we have a lot of fun here. We do a lot of readings and stuff like that. And I think the most important thing I want everyone to take away from this video, because I keep seeing all of the disgusting things going on in this country, is that no one should make you feel bad for following a path or practicing a religion that you feel fits you. And there are a lot of scumbags in a lot of different religions, including this one, unfortunately. But this is by far one of the most inclusive and accepting religions that I've ever been a part of. Don't let anyone make you think otherwise. I don't care if you're gay, straight, transgender. I don't care if you're a Martian. This religion is for everyone. This path is for everyone. And I feel now it's more important than ever to clarify that safe space, because a lot of disgusting things are happening and a lot of scary things are happening. And this is a scary time for everyone. Whether you're gay, straight, if you have an opposing view from anyone, you're attacked. And it's disgusting, really. But this is a safe channel for anyone who wants to follow along. I've posted a ritual on here before, and I think I might do one for Beltane. I have one written. So maybe we'll record one for Beltane. We're going to probably have a family gathering on Sunday because I'm off because ambulance. Unfortunately, I'm working Saturday, so I'm going to miss our usual ritual. But I think we're going to start posting like our own special rituals, because I feel like it's important now more than ever to open up that space to people that are curious and feel like they need a place to belong. All are welcome here. and I don't give a shit what the AFA says about it. They're a bunch of idiots. And they like a guy with a funny mustache. And realistically, if they all fell off the face of the earth, we'd all be a lot better off. This is an inclusive religion. Odin is called the All Father, not the Some Father. So any brosa-true that wants to fight me on that, we can, because I've done more than enough research to prove you wrong. Also, the hate towards transgender people is weird because they've been around longer than history. Just so we're clear. But anyway, that's my soapbox for now. If you feel you need a place to belong, I am here. This channel is for everyone. I'm on Facebook. Obviously, we're on YouTube. And I'm on Instagram. I don't really post on TikTok, but I'm on TikTok. All of the socials are The Hungry Heathen. I need to fix the opening because I'm not on Twitter anymore. The place is a cesspool. But follow us on the socials, ring the bell, and if you feel like you need any sort of guidance or you have any questions, I'm here and more than willing to answer them to the best of my ability. So that being said, I guess we'll catch you next time.